I want to talk about leveraging your book to build your online coaching business. Hi, my name is 𝐏𝐻𝐿𝐬𝐡𝐞𝐝. I'm a wife, a mother, I'm a woman of God, and I am a trendsetter. I help authors, speakers, and coaches stand out as subject matter authorities on their topic and in their industry. And I do this by helping them to write and self-publish a best-selling book, and then I teach them how to turn their book into programs, courses, and premium priced coaching communities. So for those of you all who are new to me, my name is 𝐏𝐻𝐿𝐬𝐡𝐞𝐝. I am also known as the 𝐏𝐻𝐿𝐬𝐡𝐞𝐝 across all social media platforms. And I help experts transform their $1 million message into a best-selling book. And then I help them take that book and then turn that book into high-ticket coaching and consulting offers and teach them how to sell it. So in essence, we help experts maximize their visibility. We help experts package their expertise in the form of books, in the form of courses, in the form of coaching and consulting offers and speaking. And I love what I do. So for those of you all who are new to me, I'm a former middle school language arts teacher. I was a middle school language arts teacher for 12 years. And then I wrote my first book, which at the time was called 20 Pearls of Wisdom, A Woman's Guide to Self-Preservation. And I took the information from that book and I created videos, I created content online, and I began to grow my brand in the online space. And then based on that same content in my book, I created virtual workshops, a monthly membership community, service-based or done-for-you offers. In 18 months after my first book came out, I surpassed 6 figures in revenue in my business. I ended up going full-time into entrepreneurship, and I left my career in education. And so that was back in 2018. And since 2018, we have generated over 2 million $2 million in revenue in our business. We've helped thousands of experts package their expertise, write books, create courses, coaching programs, speak, and all of the things. And at the moment, even though I'm not in the traditional classroom anymore, I still am very much a teacher. We run our Impact University programs, which are home to Published and Paid Success Academy, the Published and Paid Mastermind, and Mastermind Elite. We have been able to grow and scale our company by turning our book content into digital or online coaching programs and consulting offers. I get asked often, Jazz, how do I do this? How exactly do I transform my book into this course or this coaching program? And some people are afraid to call themselves a coach. Some people don't really know where to get started when it comes to coaching. And so I wanted to take a moment tonight before I go on my evening walk to just come and share with you all some things that you need to know about leveraging your book to build your coaching business. So here's the first thing you need to know. Your book content and your coaching business content need to align. So what this means is that if you wrote a book back in 2012, and I'm not talking about a children's book, I'm not talking about some fiction romance or a journal that has no content and only lines. We're talking about books, substantial books, right? That you can actually sell in bulk. That's what we're talking about here. I just want to clarify, because a lot of times people say, oh, I got a book, and it's a journal that has all lines, no content in it. No, I'm not talking to you. Okay, respectfully. I'm talking to those of us who are packaging the information that we know, and then we want to go speak about it. We want to go teach it. We want to go talk about it. We want to go work with others and get paid 4, 5, and 6 figures to do so. All right. That's who I'm talking to. All right. So your book content and your coaching business content need to align. This means that if you wrote a book back in 2012, 2013, and when you were in a totally different place in life, and now you want to create a coaching business, or you want to coach about something that's on a totally different topic, it's not going to align. Like, I literally get coaching clients from my books. People find my old videos on YouTube, they purchase my book, and from the book, they use the contact information to then email us and come into our courses or come to our live events. I've had people say, listen, I purchased your book 6 months ago. I purchased your book a year ago. I'm ready to work with you. Like, it literally happens like that. I had somebody recently pay me in full for a VIP day from a live stream that they saw, but they started out with the book. They got the book, then they watched my videos, and then from the video, they went and paid in full without me, right? But that's because all of the content was aligned, and because they knew that based on the content in my book, that they wanted hands-on help, they wanted a certain level of support, they wanted coaching beyond that. And they knew that from my book and from the additional content that they found about me online, all of it aligned. And so, what I see with a lot of emerging coaches, or even some people that have been in the industry for a while, but they just haven't been monetizing, I see a couple of things. I see a lot of times either you don't have a book, right? Or so you're spending a lot of time online, you're spending a lot of time trying to partner with other people, right? Because you're not really talking about what you're doing. And I also I absolutely see misalignment in content. And I also see misalignment in what we call funnels, right? I see misalignment in information. So someone should be able to read your book. Somebody should be able to Google you online, and the information that they see online aligns with what your book is about. I hope this makes sense. So if you've written a book about prayers, but online, if you've written a book about prayers, or you've written a book about quote unquote your spiritual journey, but online you're a total beast when it comes to HR management, why haven't you written a book about, not, and that's not to say that you shouldn't write a book about prayers, but honestly, why haven't you written a book about HR management? If you want consulting offers outside of your 9 to 5, if you want speaking opportunities, does this make sense, everybody? So there has to be alignment. Your book, your content, and then whatever your offer is, all of it needs to be aligned. So like if you type in my name in Google, you'll see podcast interviews come up. You'll see articles come up, and all of the topics are aligned. It aligns to the same information that you'll see on my website. It all aligns to the same information that you'll see on my social media platforms. And it aligns to the information that you'll find in my most recent book. There has to be alignment, okay? So that's number one. Your book, your content, and your offer all need to align. So number two, you must become intentional about building an audience. Now, you can build an audience one of two ways. You can build it organically, or you're going to have to pay for traffic. You have to become intentional about building an audience. Creating content all the time is not the same thing as building an audience. You can create content, you can put videos out, you can put posts up, but unless you are strategically getting people from those social media channels and bringing them into your ecosystem, bringing them into your email list, bringing them into your text list, you're missing the mark. You're creating content. It's almost like pouring water in a cup, and the cup has a hole at the bottom. Okay. You have to become intentional about building an audience, because when it's time for you to sell, you need people to sell to. Now, listen, I know there are folks out there. This is why you have to kind of tune out the noise. There are people out there, they would rather spend all day prospecting and having conversations in the DMs than they would building an email list. I don't know about y'all, but I know that when I first started my coaching business, I was working full time. I did not have time to be on social media all day. I also I still don't want to be on social media all day. So I don't have the bandwidth presently or previously to always be in the DMs. I check them a certain periods of time a day, and that's it. So for me, I know that if I built my email list up, I can nurture a relationship with people on my email list. And then when I have something to offer, then I can extend that offer. But so you must become intentional about building an audience. This is why it's important to have your proper marketing and sales systems in place as well. Because if you're selling your book and you're just taking payment through Cash App, that's not building an audience. People need to go through a process. They need to go through a checkout system, and then from there be automatically added or be added to your email list with permission, right? So then they can get your email sequences, they can get your nurture sequences, they'll receive any updates from you, and you can build relationship with people through the content that you send out in your email list. All right. You have to become intentional about building an audience. You have to. Okay. So if you're trying to build an audience organically, then this may mean that you have a specific strategy in place to engage with people who would be a good fit for you to work with and have them to come follow you. You may leverage Facebook groups and contribute to popular content or contribute content or advice in there to where you become known as the expert on a specific topic within that Facebook group. There are various ways, like you can partner with other people to do in-person workshops. You can partner with other people to do online virtual workshops or summits. You can have an interview series where you get in front of other people's audiences. You can also pitch yourself for speaking engagements or podcasts. Again, getting in front of other people's audiences. You have to become intentional about building an audience. And all of those were free ways to organically increase and build your audience. Now, if you're going to use organic methods to build your audience, please know that it will take time. It's going to take you testing some different strategies. And yes, it's a longer play, right? You can also build an audience by putting money behind your marketing advertisements and advertising on those Instagram blogger pages, or paying for paid advertisement in the places where you can. Okay. And these platforms where you can pay for paid advertisement vary. It varies. Okay. So you must become intentional about building an audience if you don't already have one. Now, if you already have a book, 9 times out of 10, you have an audience. You need to reach out to those people who have purchased your book, and you need to continue to follow up with them and share valuable information. Okay. So if you want to leverage your book to build your coaching business, the third thing that you need to know is that coaching can take many forms. So I've often heard people say, I want to start a coaching business, but I don't really know where to start with that. I don't know what to sell. Okay. Coaching offers can take many forms. Yes, you can do one-on-one sessions. You can do a bundle of sessions, which is what I would suggest because it gets you out of that one-on-one rat race. Okay. You can do a bundle of sessions. You can do what's called VIP days. And for those of you all who are unfamiliar with VIP days, a VIP day can be a half day, like 3 hours, or it can be like a full day, like 6 hours, where you are working with a client one-on-one and working with them to accomplish a specific outcome. So like, for instance, I have a VIP day where I work with CEOs for about 6 to 8 hours. And at the end of our VIP day, they have the manuscript to their book done. It's the rough draft, but their book, their manuscript typically is about one step away from editing. We typically have to go in and do the introduction, conclusion, the synopsis, and then they can send their book to editing. But I've had clients that have ranged anywhere from 15,000 to 28,000 words that they have been able to write within a VIP day using the strategy that I guide them through in a day. So these are folks who weren't able to do it on their own, but then after sitting down with me for a day, paying me X amount of thousands of dollars, we're able to collapse time and do in 1 day what takes many others anywhere from 6 months to 1 year to do. Okay. That's a VIP day. So if you have a background in systems, maybe you are spending a VIP day to help somebody create 1 or 2 workflows within a CRM. And at the end of your time together, they have it together. Maybe you specialize in health and wellness and you sit down for about 3 hours with a professional woman to help her carve out a plan for work-life balance. And not just carve out the plan, but also have scheduled dates, have scheduled schedule relaxation days, schedule self-care days, determining like what they want to do and actually going to schedule it. Like at the end of your time together, not only is it mapped out, she's got a self-care calendar for 90 days, but now all of her items are also scheduled on a calendar, and she might get 30 days of support. So you can think about the different like these are all coaching offers. So coaching can look all different types of ways, right? And I want you to be creative and innovative in what you offer clients. And in order to offer somebody something, you have to be extremely clear about the problem that they have and how you are going to provide that solution. So another type of coaching offer, and we're just talking about one-on-one offers, is 90-minute intensives. Typically, when I travel, I will sell 90-minute intensives. I don't sell them when I'm not traveling. When I travel, I'll do 90-minute in-person intensives, which is an opportunity for me to deep dive into somebody's business, and they can pick my brain. They let me know what they want to work on, and within those 90 minutes, they leave with a full plan. Okay, they leave with a full plan. So I went to New York a couple of weeks ago. I had two ladies that booked 90-minute intensives with me, and one, her book is coming out. One of the things that she really wanted to make sure that she had was a marketing plan. So we spent time mapping out her whole entire marketing plan, her pre-launch, her launch, her post-launch. We also created captions for her, a content calendar. She left in 90 minutes with all these assets to then go implement. Okay, because that's what she wanted. So that's typically one-on-one. And yes, you can have high ticket one-on-one coaching as well, where you might work with somebody for 4 weeks, for 6 weeks, for 8 weeks, for 12 weeks, for 6 months, or even for 1 year. And typically, if you're working with someone one-on-one for an extended amount of time, like 6 months or 12 months, then typically those are going to be 5 or 6 figure offers for those of you all who are unfamiliar. So some of y'all want to work one-on-one with somebody for an extended period of time. You only want to pay like $47. It's insane. That's not going to happen. Like my client pays me at this, and my rate has actually increased since she started. But because she started a year ago, she paid, her investment was $30,000 to work with me one-on-one, or to have one-on-one access to me for an entire year. That's now increased. I'm not selling it at that rate anymore, my one-on-one access. But during our time together, she had a $56,000 launch. So yeah, it sounded like an investment up front, but with one-on-one, with my eyes on your work and giving you real-time updates and things to do, she was able to make, have a 5-figure launch in 1 month easily. So those are examples of one-on-one offers. All right. Coaching offers, you also have group coaching offers. So group coaching offers is like, instead of working with people one-on-one, you can work with them either in a small group or a large group. Think about coaching. You can determine, based on your capacity and your level of expertise, how you want to work with people. Now, if you've never worked with clients before, my suggestion is to start out one-on-one, because you'll be able to flesh out your processes. You'll be able to flesh out your content and make sure that everything is locked tight for when you actually start working with groups. I've been working with groups my whole entire life, y'all, because I was a middle school educator. So all I know is working with groups. We've had 40, 45 kids in class at a time, and I managed 5 or 6 classes.